All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is Jay again, and it is raining yet again today. We have had probably the wettest summer, like I said, since I can remember. It is August, and it is absolutely beautiful outside today. So I thought I'd come out here and grab a video of a client's yard that we have been working on for quite a while over here, and it's really developing into quite the food forest over here also, as you can see by these mangoes here. Now, I know you guys like to see other people's yards and not just my own, so I thought I would include this yard in the roster here. And I'm going to go over some plants and trees in this yard because these have been here a while. This is one of my older clients, and they have had plants here for a while now, and we planted all of these trees for her, and we also come over here and routinely feed these trees. Now, granted, she waters, okay guys, this is probably, as far as watering goes, this is probably my best client because she really puts the water to the fruit trees. But you'll see why during this video of why everything looks so good and why that extra water and moisture, and especially the humidity from the rains, has done so well. So we're going to kind of start up here in what we call the mango ravine, and this is a bunch of mangoes that we installed several years ago, and so now they've actually gotten some size to them and they've started to fruit. So I'm going to see if I can get all these trees in view here because they are absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to kind of walk around here. There's probably, I don't know, at least 20 varieties of mangoes planted just in this one small little area. Kind of pan through here, and you guys can see how thick and how close that all these trees are planted and how prolific they are with the amount of fruit that they get. And I'll also tell you that the ones that are up here in a little bit more of the afternoon shade, they obviously are going to look the best than the ones that are out in the full sun that are cooking, because mangoes like to have a little bit of afternoon shade. Now, every one of these mango trees, like I said, has gotten pretty big, and they've all got some beautiful fruit on them, and it is August, like I said, so your harvest on your mangoes goes a lot longer than you actually think. But let me back up here and show you this first one here. This is a fruit punch mango that we put in, and man, this thing has gotten really, really big. And they've all sort of combined into each other and have become this giant mango forest, like I said. So if we look at every one of these, they're going to have mangoes on them, just full, just kind of pulled to the ground. Look at these mangoes on every branch, every variety, and they all look incredible. I can't even show the entire size of all these mango trees. Let me see if I can get a little better view there, but they're all just absolutely pumping out the fruit. Nice, big, perfect mangoes we get here in Arizona, because there is very few diseases, because it is so dry, that we end up with all these giant, perfect mangoes. Look at these. Just covering the tree. And we've already harvested hundreds of mangoes out of this yard. Look at this tree. Just absolutely full of mangoes. So I'm pretty sure we got mangoes nailed here for Phoenix in the care that they like. Wow, look at those. See if I can get back there into those. Wow, those are big. Those are heavy, big, heavy mangoes, and lots of them. Look at the size of these mangoes in Phoenix, Arizona, guys. If you're not growing your own food, you are definitely missing out on something, because this, in the valley, we can grow everything. I mean, you can see this thing is buried amongst a palm tree. There's a palm tree in here, right? And actually, it's the palm tree that's providing all the shade to those mangoes, so you can cut it back if needed, or you can let it grow and kind of shade itself. But man, this is nice walking through here and seeing all these different varieties of mangoes, and so many. I mean, this is insanity. And like I said, it's because she waters. She waters even more than me. I'm trying to keep my water bill down low because I don't want to use a whole lot of water at my place. I'm trying to conserve a little bit, but she definitely waters over here, and these mango trees are a testament to that. Man, look at these things, just everywhere you look. Giant mangoes and perfect skin. Do you guys see that? These are absolutely perfect mangoes. So these are all planted. Oh man, look at that group. Look at that, guys. It's like Florida over here. But beautiful, beautiful fruit covering all of these trees. And these are all fed with my compost. So it's got the same type of soil that you would find down at my house, with all that mulch and all that compost. So if you don't think that that works, I mean, you guys can see it in action here. So let me see if I can get back a little bit and try to capture this whole thing in one, but I doubt I'm going to be able to, because it's like walking around my house. There's only so much room to walk around. So let me back up here and show you guys how many varieties are in here. Now this is just one little section of her yard, guys. This is not a very big section, but it is populated with about 20 different varieties of mangoes, and all of them are huge and fruiting in the ground. And I'll show you some more as I kind of walk around the property here, because it's not just mangoes I'm going to be showing you today. I'm going to be showing you a lot of tropical fruit trees that do exist well here in Arizona. I just wanted to kind of start up here with the mango trees, because mangoes are my favorite. Oh man, just my favorite fruit, and to see this much production on mangoes in Arizona is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Oh man, you just crawl through here like my house, and just mangoes everywhere. All right, guys, let's go look at a few more different things. All right, so I'm going to start up here towards the driveway, or at the beginning of the property here, and we'll kind of move our way in. Everything here just looks amazing, and like I said before, she waters a lot, so a lot of this stuff is out in the full sun actually, and is doing really, really, really well, especially for being August. So it comes down to the health of the plant. She feeds and waters all this stuff, so you don't get a lot of the pests that you're going to get at other properties when they're low on their immunity. So the grapes look absolutely perfect out here, especially being August, when the skeletonizers and the all the other bugs have attacked the grapes. These things look absolutely amazing. And then it goes into citrus. There's a whole bunch of different varieties of citrus. These are limequats here. Then it goes into mandarins. The mandarins are kind of swamped by this passion fruit. This passion fruit is huge, and you can see it growing up here on this on this wall here, and people wonder what you can put on or near walls. Well, you put vines, because you see that they do so well. So we've got a giant passion fruit vine growing out here in the full sun on top of this wall, which is now cooling the wall in front for the varieties of trees that are in the front of this. So all your citrus are now cooled from the back by all your passion fruit. Over here we've got an apple, big apple, growing over here on the side. And then it goes into a couple smaller citrus. So see, you can make this look good and have it also highly prolific. All right, now we're gonna move into cherries. So these are all Barbados cherries that we put in, and you can see that these have in fact filled in the spot that they were supposed to. So this is the very front of the house. As you're coming onto the walkway for the house, you can see we've got this beautiful hedge of Barbados cherries that are planted right up against the house to give it a little bit of privacy. Now you see as I walk along here, these things are absolutely beautiful. Look at the blooms that they're putting on, and they're putting on another set of cherries here, even when we're not supposed to because of the cooler weather. So you can see that there's some cherries there. But man, these look good, guys. So you can have a food forest and also have it look good. Don't think it all has to be like my house, where it is, you know, wild everywhere. You have to take a machete everywhere. Just know that we plant a lot of these in very, very nice houses and a lot of HOAs. So we definitely know the restrictions, and we can definitely get you guys going into your own food forest. Now, look at this pineapple guava. There's probably not another one this size in Phoenix, and definitely not another one that is so full of fruit. I mean, these are Theoas, guys, and you probably have never seen one of these trees here in Arizona put on this much fruit, because a lot of you guys are hand pollinating these just to get a few fruit, when in fact on this tree there are thousands of fruits. There are literally thousands of Theoas on this plant. Do you guys see them all? Do you see the fruit? Right? So yeah, we've sort of got this tropical game nailed, and all the other fruit trees in fact too. So this is a big beautiful one here. Specimen, these are what I'm into, is the specimen plants. And then you can see there's another huge one that we put in over here on this walkway. And this one is also ginormous. These things get really, really big here. Okay, so you could have some, sorry about the wind, guys, it's storming today, but I'm gonna try to get this video done real quick. But you can see that it makes a beautiful front to your yard, and you can have a showcase yard. You don't necessarily have to have a jungle. All right, guys, now we're heading towards the back here, where there's a lot of excitement going on, because we've got some absolutely beautiful trees back here, and a lot of these are guavas. So if you guys like guavas or guava and you're wondering how to get these things so big and so fruitful, well, I'll tell you, a lot of that is going to come down to your water and your feeding. If your guavas are not producing at this heavy of a rate, then there is something wrong. There is either a problem with your food or your water or the microclimate that it's in, because all guavas are not the same. Like, everybody likes to categorize every plant into the same plant, but they're not realizing that there's certain even sensitive varieties of guava that need a little bit more shade. Some can do well in the full sun, but you're wanting fruit, guys, right? You're wanting fruit, so you're after this for the fruit like me, I'm hoping, and you're not into just growing trees. So it is definitely the thing to do is to give these guys, oh, there's one on the ground. Definitely the thing to do is to give these guys some, let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful white guava. Oh man, juicy too. I like to do my little squeeze test, but you're probably not gonna be able to see it today, but man, these guavas are juicy. Look at that coming out the bottom there. I mean, that is absolutely beautiful flesh, and just like custard, guys, guava custard. So that's a white there. We head on down a little bit further and we're going to run into the red Malaysians, And the red Malaysian guavas are not only a wonderful fruit, but they're also a very beautiful plant. So do you guys see how these are kind of a reddish purple as opposed to the green on the other guavas? So these guys definitely need a little bit more afternoon shade, and you can see that these are in fact behind the other guavas and underneath some palm trees out here. And you can see that these are also putting on the fruit. So it is a matter of picking the climate, but just know that these guavas are a little bit more sensitive, but they will absolutely fruit here, guys. Everything will fruit here, and your guavas should look like this. They should be pretty heavy full of fruit right now, like these are. I mean, I can't tell you how many fruit are on these plants. So man, I am extremely happy seeing a yard that I did besides my own progress to this manner. Here is a Barbados Cherry, another one here, another one here. And then as we get around the sides here, we start getting into the banana stands. So this whole back area here is bananas. And these guys are pretty much in the sun for most of the day. And you can see as they become a clump, as they become a big family of bananas here, they do a lot better than the ones that are sitting out on their own. And of course you guys want fruit, right? Like I said, that's sort of my goal. My goal out of all this is going to be getting fruit. So we definitely get the fruit out of these plants. I mean, look at these nanners. Just absolutely beautiful bananas sitting out here fruiting. So you guys can have this too. This is Phoenix, guys. This is Phoenix. So let's walk around here. I'm gonna pause for a second. We're gonna go around the other side. I mean, massive guavas on some of these trees, and that's not even done growing yet, and that's the size of my palm there. So that's quite a large guava, guys. And this guy is full, absolutely full of those giant fruit. Look at these. Absolutely packed full of fruit, these guava trees, and they're not that big either. Let me pan back on this one. So this is I hear a lot of complaints on, you know, I've had my guava tree 5 years and there's no fruit on it. And I'm telling you what you guys are doing wrong. So it comes down to the amount of water that you're giving them and the amount of food that you're giving them. We give these guys compost, you know, at least once every 3 months, if not once a month. A little mango sitting right next to him. And all these get blasted by the full sun. These are all on the sun side of the swimming pool. Don't tell me you can't have plants in your pools. Don't want to hear it. Okay, so coming a little bit further down here, we've got a starfruit here. You can kind of see he's suffering from a little bit of the heat from the summer. They go a little bit chlorotic during the middle of the summer, and then this will turn dark green once we cool back down again. But really good sized starfruit sitting out here in the full sun, guys. Full sun, right next to the pool. So you see that there's no sun barrier that's helping these guys out. So these plants are able to do this out here in the full sun and not cooking. And just mangoes. I mean, can you imagine having mangoes like right near your pool? That's pretty awesome. Just reach out of the pool and grab yourself a mango. Pretty neat. And then we'll go over these guavas. She's got guavas everywhere, and every single one of them is loaded full of fruit. Every plant here, laying all over the ground too. Fruit everywhere. Just fruit everywhere. Just highly prolific. Here's another one, another guava. You can see these do real well out in the full sun. This was even kind of creeping over the pool a little bit, but also same thing, tons of fruit. Tons and tons of fruit on all of these guys. So if you're failing at guavas, shoot me a message. We got guavas nailed too. I don't even think I can get around to the second one. Let me see. I'm gonna go around the back side so I don't fall into the pool, but you can see how big this guava is and how lush and green it is even out here in the full sun. And it's got some big ones too, man. Every one of these trees. And this is another guava. I mean, the amount of fruit that these things put on is absolutely sickening. See if I can kind of back up here. So a lot of the tropicals are planted around the actual pool. And half of them get full sun all day, and the ones up by the house do not get so much sun. So we're gonna work our way around here. I'm gonna try to get past this giant guava mess here and move over here to another Barbados Cherry, which is huge. Comes up and touches the roof. And this one is also pumping on the cherries and the fruit. As we kind of walk around, we're gonna hit another one here. Yeah, I really don't want to hear the pool and fruit tree argument anymore, because this is probably as close as it gets to actually growing into the pool. But we've got a big beautiful Barbados right next to the other one, and it is also touching the roof. And then right next to that one, we've got a huge guava, or a huge mango, I'm sorry. And that one has also gotten quite large and up above the roof because it is back here in a little bit of a shaded area. And if you'll look, there's mangoes on every tree, and a lot of them just fall to the ground. They just fall to the ground. So I'm going around here and kind of collecting a lot of these today, and I'm throwing them in a bucket and seeing the varieties. Oh, there we go. You gotta look for them. Man, those are beautiful. Set this one down. Oh man. Oh man, mangoes everywhere. Just amazing. Pineapples. Okay. Okay, and then over here at the walkway to the pool, the actual entrance to the pool, she's got a couple of Suriname cherries. These are red Suriname cherries. And these have filled in really nicely too. They're sort of weeping into the pathway here, but they're absolutely beautiful plants weeping down. So she's got mangoes, guavas, bananas, starfruit, Suriname cherries, Barbados cherries, pineapples. I mean, you name it. There's a ton of tropical trees over here, and that's really not it, because she's doing the full orchard also. All right, so we're gonna go a little bit over here into the start of her orchard, because like I told you before, she's also doing a full orchard here also. So the tropical trees are only half or maybe 25% of what the yard is and is going to be. So we put these figs in at the beginning of the year, and you can see that these things look absolutely amazing out here in the full sun. These guys get full sun all the way up till right about now, which is about 4 o'clock, and they'll start getting a little bit of shade, afternoon shade here from the house. But you can see that when they're planted fairly close, they look really good, and they also put on fruit. So like I said before, that's sort of the goal, is getting fruit. So there's going to be a huge fig orchard over here on this side. I think we're going to end up putting in about 30 different varieties. But man, these look good, guys. These look good. And I know what figs look like this time of year. They look pretty bad. They're usually pretty burnt up. But all these are actively growing, and these all have starts of fruit on them. And they're just very stately, beautiful little trees. Look at these guys. Very good start. Just the figs. Look at the fruit. You ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, and I know because I haven't. Like, look at the amount of figs that are just on that one little branch. It's absolutely pouring with fruit. So this will eventually, the whole rest of this yard will be orchard trees. This is a plum we put in. This plum's gotten really big. That plum has gotten some size to it, guys. And in only a short few years. But man, that's a massive, nice massive plum. We've got a mulberry right next to it. And we've got a couple older pecans that she already had here, which was a good little start to the food forest, although we haven't used any of this plant yet as protection for the rest of them. But this is going to be completely filled. This whole yard is going to be closely planted together so that there will be a ton of fruit trees here in the yard. She's already got a lot of older citrus, so a lot of those are already covered. We didn't really have to add any citrus because she's got a lot of the older mature ones here. This is a Mandarin, which is huge. I didn't realize this had actually gotten that big. Sorry about the sun glare, guys. Big citrus, green citrus, full of leaves, full of fruit, absolutely packed full just like everything else. As we go around the corner, there's a giant lemon here. And another one over here to the side. Big citrus trees. So she's got citrus covered. So we're going to work on the rest of the fruit trees and fill in all of these little areas where there's nothing currently. Got a big grapefruit over here. Big pomegranate. Big pomegranate. If you guys don't think pomegranates get big, I'm gonna tell you that they get really big. This one's not that old. And as big as the citrus trees that were here forever. Another citrus. Just beautiful fruit on these because, like I said, she waters, guys. I mean, look at the fruit on every tree here. So literally you can walk anywhere on this property and get some fruit, and we're going to be adding probably about another, I don't know, at least 100 fruit trees to this orchard so that she'll have the complete set of your domestic trees and then all of your fruit trees also, so you guys can see that it is all possible. All right, guys, that is it for today. Like I said, I wanted to show off another property that we've been working on and give you guys some advice on definitely the tropicals, because I think we've got them nailed, and I'm here to help you guys get in the same situation as we're in with lots of fruit and fruit trees. So sorry it was a little bit of a longer video, but I figured you guys would like to maybe tour around and look at somebody else's property, especially a larger property and a little bit nicer, and just to know that it can be done, and you can keep everything nice and clean and stately and in order and get all of your fruit while it does look good too. All right, guys, that is it for today, and hopefully this rain keeps up, because man, that's why everything is so green and lush for sure. All right, guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching.